Adderlings, in this video we are going to discuss about development of embryo in plants. Before discussing about this embryo, we will discuss how this embryo is formed, how the fertilization in flowers takes place. Firstly, the pollen grain, which is the male gamete, has the two layers, the outer exine layer and the inner intine layer. This exine layer, at some places there is a gap is present. This gap is known as the germ pore. And inside this pollen grains have two cells. One is large cell or tube cell and another spindle shaped vegetative cell. This pollen grain, using some external agents, it falls on the female gamete or the female reproductive organ, that is pistil. These external agents may be wind, water, air, etc., insects, birds, etc. falls on the female reproductive organ, that is pistil. This pistil has the three parts. One is stigma. Stigma is a bulged part, and below the stigma is a long slender like style, and below the style is the ovary. Inside this ovary, the ovule is present. Inside this ovule, the embryo sac is present. In embryo sac, towards the chalaza end, we will see three antipode cells, and at the middle, there is two polar nuclei. And towards the micropyle end, there is one large central cell known as the egg, and beside this large central egg, there is two cells known as the synergids. When these pollen grains come and falls on this stigma, this using from this germ pore, the germ tube will be developed. This large cell or the central cell will gives rise to the germ tube. This germ tube will leads into the stigma and fall, and through the style it reaches the ovary. And the generative cell, which is in the pollen grains, undergoes one mitotic division and forms the two gametes, and these two gametes are the male gametes. These male gametes, along with this tube cell or the germ tube, come and reach to this egg. One male gamete fertilizes with the egg and forms the zygote, and this zygote leads into the embryo. And second male nuclei fuses with these two polar nuclei and forms the primary endosperm nuclei, which is the triploid. This primary endosperm nucleus gives rise to the endosperm. Now we will see the development of embryo. Now we will see how this embryo develops in case of monocotyledon plants. After fertilization, this egg leads into the zygote. This zygote undergoes mitotic division, and this division is transverse type, and forms this zygote undergoes mitotic division and forms the three cells. How three cells means the zygote undergoes mitotic division and forms the two cells. Out of these two cells, one will undergo division and forms the two cells, and one will remain like this. Total three cells are formed. And out of these three cells, the cell which is towards the micropyle end is known as the basal cell, and the cell which is towards the chalaza end is known as the terminal cell, and in between these two cells is the middle cell. This basal cell won't divide further but increases itself. It won't divides again, but this terminal cells divides and forms a many mass of cells. This mass of cells will gives only cotyledon. That means this terminal cell is giving rise to the cotyledon of the embryo, but this middle cell will divide further, and this division in all planes, not only transverse, in all planes it divides in all planes and forms many mass of cells, and these mass of cells will gives rise to the almost all part of the monocotyledon embryo, that is plumule, radicle, epicotyle, hypocotyle, suspensors, etc. Later this develops. This basal cell won't develops but increases in size, and this cotyledon will become this like this structure, and this middle cells which divide and becomes a mass of cells will give us almost all parts of the monocot embryo. This middle cell or this mass of cells will become like this. This in monocotyledon plants, the tip of the plumule is covered by the mass of cells known as the sheath cells, and this complete structure, both sheath and this plumule, is known as the cleopetyle, and the root cap is covered by the cells known as the sheath, and this complete structure known as the root tip and the sheath is known as the coleorhiza. And in between basal cell and this coleorhiza is some cells are present known as the suspensors. Later this basal cell suspensors will degenerate. Later this coleorhiza will become the root part of the plant, whereas this coleopetal will develop into the shoot part of the plant. In between this coleopetal, below this coleopetal is the epicotyle, and above this coleorhiza is the hypocotyle, and in between this epipetal and hypocotyle is the cotyledonary node, from which the cotyledon is developed. Later, after degenerating these basal cells and suspensors, like this structure is formed, which is the embryo of the monocotyledon plants. This monocotyledon plant is placed like this. This is the seed of the maize, which is placed, this embryo is placed like this. This is the endosperm and this is the embryo. Even in monocotyledon plants, the cotyledon is transparent and paper-like structure, and it doesn't contain any nutritive material, even though these are called as the cotyledon, because in this endosperm has the two layers. This is the outer layer, which is the protein endosperm, and the inner layer, which is the starch endosperm. During this endosperm digestion, the materials will come through this cotyledon and enter into this coleorhiza and coleopetal or embryo. Due to this structure is known as the cotyledon, because the nutrients from this endosperm will passing through this cotyledon. So this is known as the cotyledon of the embryo.